Alright class, so today we are dealing with the Benco 2025 test 7 section 1. So let's jump right into it. So the first question states, what is the sum of the three numbers shown? We know sum means to add. So sum of the three numbers shown. So we have 149, 306 and 42. Line up the numbers or the digits in their respective place value columns, and we add. We always start in the ones column. So 9 add 6 is 15, add 2 is 17, 4 add 4 is 8, add 1 is 9, 1 add 4 is 1 add 3 is 4. So we got 497. Number 2, convert 3 and 1/2 into an improper fraction. We have a mixed number and we want to change it to an improper fraction. We know an improper fraction is one where the numerator is larger than the denominator. So to do this, we have 3 and 1/2. We take the whole number and multiply it by the denominator. And that answer we get, we add it to the numerator. And we put this all over the denominator. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, add 1 is 7, all over 2. So 7 over 2. Alright, number 3, name the type of numbers shown below. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. These numbers are known as prime numbers because they only have 1 and itself as factors, which means the only way to get these numbers, alright, is to only multiply the number by 1 and itself. So for example, 2, the only way you can get 2 is 1 by 2. For number to get a 3, the only way to get 3 is 1 by 3. Same thing with the 5. The only way to get 5 is 1 multiplied by 5, and that will give you 5. So we know a prime number is one that only has 1 and itself as factors. Alright, number 4, solve for the missing value. Some number multiplied by 1/3 is equal to 18. This is similar to saying some number multiplied by 2 is equal to 6. And to solve for this number here, we would take the 6 and divide it by the 2 to get 3. So which is the same concept we'll do here. We have some number multiplied by 1/3 is equal to 18. So to solve for what the unknown number is, we'll take the 18 and divide it by the 1/3. Now we know whenever we divide in by, well, we're dividing fractions, we change the division sign to a multiplication sign and flip the number or flip the fraction on the right hand side. So 1/3 when inverted would become 3 over 1. Then now we have 18 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 54. Alright, so we got 54. Number 5, express 5% as a decimal. To change or to convert from a percentage to a decimal, we divide by 100 because percentage is out of 100. So 5 divided by 100. We know whenever we divide by 100, we move the decimal point 2 places to the left hand side. In a whole number, the decimal point is located on the right hand side. So we move it 1, 2, and we fill out the spaces here with zeros. So this becomes 0.05. Number 6, circle the 7 below that has a value of 7 hundredths. Alright, which is the same as 7 over 100 or 0.07. So we know that would be this one here, the 7, because this is hundredths, tenths, ones, tens, hundreds. Alright, number 7. What number does the arrow represent on the number line below? So looking at the number line here, we see we have from 1 to 2, alright? 0 to 2, but from between where the arrow is 1 to 2. So to find out what denominator each of these strokes will be or represent, we divide by the number of spaces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So we know each one has a denominator of 5. So we know this here would be 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. We also know that the number line here, the arrow falls between 1 and 2. So therefore, this would represent 1 and 1/5, 1 and 2/5, 1 and 3/5, 1 and 4/5, and 1 and 5/5. 5 over 5 is 1, so 1 add 1 is 2. That's how we get the 2 wholes. The arrow pointing to the second stroke here, which is 1 and 2/5. Number 8, multiply. We have two fractions, 5/8 multiplied by 3/10. To multiply fractions is very simple. We can multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator and then simplify or reduce. Or we could divide diagonally like this. So we can say 5 going to 5, 1, 5 going to 10, 2. Alright, so now this becomes 1 by 3 is 3 and 8 by 2 is 16. So this becomes 3/16. Alright. Number 9. Write the numeral for $810.50. So we have $810. Put the point to separate the dollars from the coins. 5 cents. 5 cents would be 5 cents. If we add 0.50, that would be 50 cents. Alright, so 0.5 is 5 cents. Number 10, find the sum of 13 and 1/2 and 5 and 5.25. Alright, no, yeah. So, looking at this here now, they said find the sum. We know to add. We have a mixed number here and then we have decimals here. So we need to work in like units, so like figures. Alright. So I know that 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5. So 13 and 1/2 is the same as 13.5. So to calculate the sum, we just add now the 13.5 and the 5.25. Whenever we are adding decimals, we will line up the digits so that the decimal points will line up one under the other. So the 5 will go in the ones column, the point under the point, the 2 under the 5 in the tenths column, and the 5 in the hundredths column. We put zeros for the spaces, and we add. 0 add 5 is 5, 5 add 2 is 7. You bounce up the point, you just add it back here. 5 add 3 is 8, and 1 add 0 is 1. So this will be 18.75. Alright. What is the most appropriate unit to measure the mass of a water tank? The mass, the weight, not the quantity of liquid in the tanker, but the mass of it, how heavy it is. Alright. And so therefore we'd use the kilograms. Alright. Number 12. How many 250 milliliter cups of water can be filled from the 2 1/4 liter jug? So again, reading this here now, we have milliliters and we have liters, two different units. So again, we need to convert and work in the same units, so like units. So we know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. So for 2 1/4 liters, what we'll do, we'll convert the 2 and 1/4 into an improper fraction. So that becomes 4 by 2 is 8 and 1 is 9 over 4. And whenever to convert liters to milliliters, we multiply by 1000. Alright, so we know 4 could go into 4 one time, 4 could go into 1000, 250 times, right? So 250 multiplied by 9, that would be 2250 milliliters. So we know the capacity of jug is 2250 milliliters. We have cups now, that is 250 milliliters. They want to know how many of that or those cups we could get filled. So to calculate the number of cups from the total, which is 2250 milliliters, we divide that by 250 milliliters, and that will leave us with 9 cups. Alright, so there's 9 cups you could get from the jug. Moving on to number 13. They said the perimeter of the rectangle shown is 48 centimeters. Calculate its length. So they gave us the perimeter, they gave us the width. Now to calculate the length, all we need to do is apply the formula. Length is equal to half of the perimeter take away the width. To find half of something, we know that is to divide by 2. So 1/2 of 48 centimeters take away the width, which is 6 centimeters. Half of 48 is 24, so 24 centimeters take away 6 centimeters, and that will leave us with 18 centimeters. So the length is 18 centimeters. Number 14. The time on the clock shown is 10 minutes slow. Write the correct time on the clock in words. So the important information here, it is 10 minutes slow. So that means it is behind the correct time. It is behind the correct time. So to get to the correct time, we need to add it on. So at present now, looking at this clock, we see that the minute hand is on the 2 section. Alright, so we know this means it is 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to the 4 o'clock. So we know in minutes terms, the 8 represent 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So this here would be 3:40. If it is 10 minutes slow, we need to add on the 10 minutes to this. Alright, so 3:40 add 10 minutes will give us 3:50, which will be 10 minutes to 4. Alright, 10 minutes to 4. This would be the correct time here. Alright, which is 5:10. 10 minutes to the nearest whole hour, so 10 minutes to 4. The minute hand on the clock shown moved a 1/4 turn in a clockwise direction. Clockwise direction means the same direction as the face of a clock, right? That direction, clockwise. At what time is the minute hand now facing? So it's at 3. It moves 1/4 turn in a clockwise direction. So therefore, it would be pointing to the 6. Number 16, the triangle shown has 2 sides of equal length. Name the type of triangle shown. So we know that a triangle which has 2 equal sides, 2 equal angles, and 1 line of symmetry is known as an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle, right? 2 sides equal, 2 angles equal. Circle a rhombus from the list below. This here is a kite, so we know the rhombus is this here. Alright. The tally table shows the favorite toys of 30 pupils in a class. What percentage of the total pupils like bikes as their favorite toy? So we know the total, 30, and they said what percentage of the total like bikes. Alright, so to represent something as a percentage, first we need to express it as a fraction and then move from there. So bikes we know is 5 add 1 is 6 over the total, which is 30, and we know a percentage is out of 100, so we multiply by 100 over 1. Cancel the 0, cancel the 0. 3 into 3 1, 3 into 6 is 2. 2 by 10 is 20, so our answer is 20%. Alright. Number 19, the block graph below shows the time 5 students, so 5 pupils, spent studying in a day. They said who studied for 1/4 of an hour. So we know 1/4 hour is equal to 15 minutes. So all we need to do is to read off the bar graph here, and we'll see that Amelia studied for 15 minutes. Alright. Shown below is the list of toys remaining in a stock room. They said what is the modal toy in the stock room? Modal toy means the most common toy, and therefore we look to see which one has the highest value. We realize that cars has the highest value, so the modal toy, the most common toy, would be car. Alright, so that's it for section 1, test 7, 2025. Make sure and revise the work. You can get a copy of the formula book. It helps a lot when doing practice papers. Easier to get your formula when working all these questions. Alright, so again, all the best.